Product rule for counting is, comparatively speaking, a small topic. It exists within the field of probability, and it deals mainly with combinations. Now, whereas in other topics, you may have your base concepts, which you then have to apply in a variety of different ways, depending on the creativity of the question. Here, there's really only like a couple of things they can ask you to demonstrate this principle. Let's just go through an example and we'll see how it works. So let's say on a menu there are 2 starters and 4 mains, and the question wants to know how many different combinations of starters and mains could a person order? Well, on the one hand, you could just write out all the options. Well, we could just write out all of these combinations. So starter 1 is paired with main 1, starter 1 paired with main 2, starter 1 paired with main 3, starter 1 with main 4. And then, because we've already dealt with all 4 mains, we'll now shift to the second starter. So starter 2 with main 1, starter 2 with main 2, starter 2 with main 3, and starter 2 with main 4. From this, we can count that there are 8 possible combinations for these starters and mains. Now, the problem is, this kind of works because there are small numbers. If these numbers are much bigger, if this was like 20 or 30 up here, that would be a lot more, or even just like 5, 6, there's going to be a lot more writing for you, and it's going to take a lot of time. So, as you may be able to spot, there is a slightly quicker way. We dealt with all 4 of the mains once for every starter. In other words, we just took how many starters there were and times by the number of mains. That gives us that same 8. If you are asked to take one thing from each category, just times by how many there are in total in that category. So if there had been 5 starters and 9 mains, that would have been 5 times 9, which would have been 45. Now they can switch it up on you slightly by having you take 2 from the same category. So here, if I want to pick 2 of 7 counters, well, to start off with, you have a choice of 7. There's 7 ways you can pick that first counter. But then, once you have taken that counter, presumably you can't pick the same counter twice. So there's then only 6 to choose your second from. This means that there is a total number of combinations of 42. So yeah, if you're picking 2 or more from the same category, you take that number in the category, and then for each one you take, you go down another. So if we'd taken 3, that then would have been 7 times 6 times 5. If there had been 12 counters and we were going to take 4, that's 12 times 11 times 10 times 9. Keep going down within that category for however many you are taking from that specific category. Alright, if we're alright with that, let's see how you get along with a question of your own. So, a class consists of 5 boys and 8 girls. 2 boys and 1 girl are to be chosen. How many different combinations of boys and girls can be chosen? This isn't exactly like the previous 2. 2 boys and 1 girl are then to be chosen. Think carefully about which of the concepts are going to be applied here. Pause the video, have a go for yourself, and then press play again when you're ready to compare. So, we're going to be taking from both the boys and the girls. So on the one hand, it is like the first question, we've got multiple categories we're going to be taking from. However, it's also like the second, in that we'll be taking multiple from the same category. So if we just go to the boy, boy, girl, the number of ways we could pick up the first boy is 5. But then, having picked the first boy, there's only 4 boys left. Once you've picked your boys, then you just pick 1 girl. So that's going to be out of 8. So then you're just going to get 160 combinations. If we're okay with that, let's just wrap up by looking at a question from a paper. There are 10 teams in a football league. 2 teams are going to be chosen at random to play a match. Work out the number of different matches that could take place. Well, again, this at face value looks like one of those questions where we're going to be taking from the same category. It's all from the same football league. So if it's going to be 2 teams that are going to fight, well, there's 10 ways you could pick the first team, and then 9 that you could pick the second team, because the team can't face themselves. That's not the end of this question, though. Because if you were to actually write out all the matches in this case, what you would find, which is the same as what you would get by doing the 10 times 9, is that you'd account for the match where Team 1 plays Team 2, but then you're also counting the match where Team 2 plays Team 1. That's the same match. That's not a different match. Because by this method, every single match is going to be doubled, because it's thinking of it on the other way around as well, you then need to halve this total, meaning there's in fact only 45 matches that are going to be played. So yeah, if the question is then about your teams or anything like a team where people are going to be competing against each other and you want distinct outcomes, these do count for double in your main, just timesing the numbers together, if they could have face each other, the same pair but other way around. You need to divide by however many permutations there are of that pairing. That's just the other little trick they can throw in there for these last questions in this category. So just look out if you need to do that.